Welcome to BMBBH News with Kev. News without the WS.
Okay. Thank you for your support of the channel as of late, and as always, please subscribe, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and let's get into this really bad story right here. So listen up. This is how it goes. This news comes courtesy of Blue Glass News on Facebook, and it reads: Married white woman had sex with teen and accuses him of rape. Candace Taylor Ferguson, age of 32, in the white dress, was several months pregnant when she accused Elijah Daniels, 18, in the graduation robe of rape and got him arrested. Daniels is the father of the unborn baby. Daniels was arrested on November 28, 2020 in Gastonia, North Carolina. Ferguson is married and committed adultery on her husband, who is a white man. Ferguson began the adulterous sex-fueled relationship with Daniels while he was still in high school. The relationship was consensual, and Daniels eventually impregnated Ferguson around March or April of 2020. But in November 2020, Ferguson went to police and said that Daniels raped her, strangled her, and assaulted her. Daniels and civil rights activists deny those claims. Ferguson and Daniels have taken several pictures together. Some show them embraced while smiling. It appears that Ferguson even attended Daniels' graduation. Daniels is now charged with first-degree rape, assault by strangulation, battery of unborn child, kidnapping, assault with deadly weapon, serious injury, and larceny of vehicle. His bond is set at $500,000. Now, the first thing that you're going to notice right offhand is the overcharging. All that says to me is because you did what you did and you took yourself upon this poor defenseless woman, this poor defenseless 32-year-old woman, we're going to get your 18-year-old black self, if not on one charge, another, because sounds like to me that overcharging contained contingencies to punish him just for what he did, and I will explain. Now let's start to talk about the elephants in the room. Historically, white W's have been getting brothers in a whole sorts of trouble, from sexual dealings, and this has been going on since slavery. Brothers have had to pay the price: beaten, jailed, mutilated, murdered, and lynched. And a large part of the reason why all of that happened, the woman's husband. This is largely facts. The woman's possibly racist husband. When you're dealing with CAC men bred to be entrenched in WS, the mere thought of his wife comparing her husband's wee-wee to the almighty BBC sends him into a fit of insecure, violent rage that might result in her taking a beating and being forced immediately to go down to the police station and cry in front of the cops and say she was raped. This is a very huge possibility. And this has often, throughout history, led to many, many black male lives being destroyed. And this is everything from just being caught in the bed into this case, she got pregnant. She can't hide pregnancy from her husband. And it's a tragic story, but not everyone believes that this is tragic. Now, I gotta ask a question. Why isn't this story more widespread? Why not? This is most certainly a grave injustice. But, unfortunately for Elijah, he might not have any support from the media. And when I say media, I mean mainstream and social. Definitely not from a system driven by WS. And the saddest of maybe everything, a large majority of blacks. Here's what Elijah supposedly did wrong. He was having sex with a white W. And when she got caught, and like I said, there's no way you can hide a pregnancy from your husband, of all people. She did what white W's historically did when caught up in some trouble. She cried and she lied. She probably cried to her husband. He probably beat her behind for it. And then, like I said, pointed to the police officer, and you're gonna tell him that N-word did it. And I mean, like, crying to the police, all while lying to both her husband and the police. And the go-to, rape. The word rape historically is an instant trigger. This particular affair, however, was consensual, seeing that they've been at it since he was in high school. And let's tell the truth. If she hadn't gotten pregnant, I probably wouldn't be here talking about this. But I tell you who isn't talking about this, the mainstream media. The tragedy of all of this is that the victim here is Elijah Daniels, not Candace Taylor Ferguson at all. He's basically been a victim of statutory rape for years. To him, he probably don't even understand the gravity of the situation. He probably just thought he was having a good time, bragged to his friends that he had an older woman, because that's what it's like for young men, sexual pressures. I mean, that was a win for him, and look at his mugshot. He's like, he doesn't even understand the gravity of the situation that he's in. And I mean, that might give levity to the overcharging. Maybe some of that stuff did happen. But it's just that I always have to give him a benefit of a doubt in this situation like this, because, he's clearly the victim here. And anybody that doesn't believe that, you might be a little racist. But let's face it. How strong or weak have we been as black people teaching our youth about the reverence of our history in this country? So, how is he supposed to understand the seriousness of his debacle? Now, on the other side of that, you have a large majority of our people who won't care what the system would do to Elijah and any young black male who would dare to partake in hetero sex with a white W. In their eyes, those youths we were so weak to teach that same history, to take history into account when they make the decision in their selection process of who they decide to have sex with. They rather not think that Elijah was underage when this whole thing started, so he was pretty much taken advantage of. But you know how we are sometimes. He shouldn't have been messing with the white girls. Now, say for the sake of argument that Elijah is guilty of all of those stacked charges that are against him, I'm going to go ahead and say it, he very well deserves to be punished. But even if he was guilty of this, even with this crazy look on his face with the mug shots, and even with the look turned to the side like, man, I ain't finna go through nothing. It's like he's the victim here. His mind was twisted in a way that should not ever have been twisted. I mean, you could have like, this is the graduation picture is from high school, and they have several pictures together. It was a consensual affair. So, is it safe to say that there's a such thing as consensual rape, which is very contradictory? So, I mean, it's a sad thing to see another young black man's life destroyed over sex with one of them. And you know what? As far as these little slow tips and these bitter females that got anything else to say, just shut up this time. Damn, it's like we should be looking at the bigger picture here. This is a public lynching that is about to happen. And they pretty much thrown him away because it's not it hasn't hit the national scene. So in Gastonia, and the family of this young man right here have to watch him go through paying for what was he didn't even know was the biggest mistake of his life, as long as he could sneak around and not get caught. But because she got pregnant, and her husband, like I said early in the video, probably put them hands on her and made her go down to the police and say all that stuff just to get rid of this young man, because this BBC was porking his wife. Obviously he wasn't satisfying her, but that's not the big issue. The issue is that this keeps happening over and over again. It's like young black males get caught with one of them, and all of a sudden it's rape. It's just a way to destroy our community. Period. Imagine what Elijah Daniels' family is going through. And the fact that she got pregnant, according to North Carolina laws, she can actually sue him for child support. He'll be in child support inside of prison. Granted that he's found guilty of all of this stuff. And because the way they got those charges, he is going down some kind of way, one way or another. And, we should pay more attention and give more light to stories about these. Because, imagine if it was your child. And, for people my age, I mean, you got kids this age. I don't, but you do. So just think about that before you pass judgment on this young man. And, it's in fuck Karen. So, if I didn't imply that earlier, that's just evil to try to destroy somebody's life just because you made an irresponsible decision. And yes, white W's can suffer from a lack of accountability as well. So anyway, good luck to this young man. I hope that it ain't as bad as it can be. And just keep I hope he keep his head up when reality starts to sink in and he knows how much trouble that he's actually in. So if any news outlets just happen to report on any of this, I will probably make another video just to bring you an update. But for now, this is Kev. This is BMBBH News without the WS. Please like, share, subscribe. In Kev we trust. Long live the habitual line steppers. Goodbye.